Let's focus on Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw, the CMD of Biocon. Hi, Mr. Shaw, and thanks so much for joining us. Since it's one day prior to Women's Day, and so we wanted to focus on the company's initiative with respect to women-specific drugs. So what has Biocon's focus been on drugs specifically catered to women?
Well, first and foremost, I'd like to wish everyone a very, very happy Women's Day for March 8th. And as a woman, I would say that yes, as a company, I have really focused on how do I, enable and encourage women in science, women in business, and of course, I'm very concerned about women patients around the world. So our research efforts are certainly focused on a number of programs that deliver drugs that women can benefit from. So, we are developing and have developed, drugs and life-saving drugs for breast cancer, for cervical cancer. We are, of course, focused on, diabetes. You know that gestational diabetes is something that a lot of women are challenged with. And we continue to look at a number of diseases which affect both men and women, but where women are affected and challenged far more than men, such as our psoriasis drug, where, of course, it's something which is not life-threatening, but it is certainly something that is an embarrassment, and it's something like a curse to live with. So I think psoriasis is something that we have addressed through Alzumab, where a number of women who have suffered from this debilitating and ugly disease have actually gained tremendous benefit, and socially they are far more confident of themselves, and I think we made a big difference to their lives.
Indeed. Focusing back on the general business, what are the drugs that the company has planned to launch with the likes of Mylan, with which you already have a tie-up?
So we have a very strong thrust on biosimilars, and we have a very good pipeline of biosimilars that we are developing with our partner Mylan. We are developing trastuzumab, which we have brought to the market. And now globally trastuzumab is being developed, and following that we have other products for rheumatoid arthritis, which is the biosimilar version of, the well-known drug Humira. We are developing bevacizumab, which is, otherwise known as Avastin. And we also have other products in the pipeline. So we have a very rich pipeline of biosimilars, and as you know, biosimilars is going to be the next big opportunity for generic companies, for India, and for Biocon, because I do believe that the biologics are very, very expensive drugs the world over, and biosimilars obviously will play a very, very key role in making these very expensive drugs more affordable.
Hi, Kiran. Good afternoon, and a very happy Women's Day to you as well. Can you tell us what's the movement on some of the opportunities, such as, iron 105 or oral insulin?
Well, iron 105 or oral insulin is a very, very large opportunity, but the challenge is how do you bring it to the market? So right now we are, of course, engaged in a number of trials to answer certain questions about the drug. And once those questions are answered, we will then move on to pivotal studies. And those studies, if the outcome is as expected, obviously it can be a huge game changer in diabetes management.
So will there be any milestone payment or out-licensing packs that we can expect going forward in FY15?
Well, we are looking at various licensing opportunities, and I think one of them is itolizumab, which we are, in discussion with various interested parties. And this is a very important drug, so we don't want to devalue the asset, and we're, looking to see how we can unlock good value from this asset.
Okay. R&D expenses for Biocon fell by 17% just in the 9 months of FY14. Has there been any pickup in the R&D expenses in Q4 so far?
Well, you know, R&D expenses is very, very linked to various regulatory aspects of clinical development, because most of the R&D costs that you see, which are big ticket numbers, are really in the clinical path. So when you have certain regulatory triggers happening, it suddenly spikes up. And when the and you have to sign up CROs, you have to do various things. Those are the times when the real numbers kind of spike up. And I don't think this is something that is a quarter-on-quarter kind of predictable spend. So whilst we do expect spends to keep continuing to mount, I can't for guarantee or say for sure that it will happen this quarter or next quarter or the following quarter. But it will happen on an annualized basis. We will see, R&D spends increasing, and we have seen this happening over the years. So that's as far as I can say. And you will see certain quarters with a huge spiked R&D element.
Interactions have indicated that the management will evaluate the listing of Syngene post-elections. Could you detail your plans for that?
Not beyond what you've heard, because it's true that we are waiting for the elections to be over, because we want some political stability and market stability, because we have seen a lot of volatility in the marketplace. So hopefully after the elections are over, there might be some stability, at which time we will certainly start preparing for a listing of Syngene.
All right, but will you list for sure then?
Well, we are certainly committed to the listing process, and I think it's really about timing.
All right, Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw, appreciate your time this afternoon. Thanks very much for joining in. And also keep your eye on the markets. We'd gone to levels of 65.11.